Hey there, I'm Morgana Best. Welcome to the January question and answer session. I know it's February, but don't judge. You know what it's like to be an author? We're always racing. Anyway, I don't like having ads on my channel, but I need a lot more watch hours and a lot more subscribers until I can get rid of ads. So please help me out, guys. If you don't want ads, like and subscribe. That would be amazing. And watch the whole thing. Excellent. All right, now to it. This is a question I'm asked a lot. I suppose most of the questions I'm asked a lot, but this is a common one. What theme should I use for Shopify? Now, a lot of people say Fred Blogs the Guru recommends such and such a theme for authors. And I mean, to be honest, I always think, is that the only theme Fred Blogs the Guru knows how to work? Who knows? I'm skeptical. I do murder people for a living as a mystery writer. So I don't know. But the answer is there are so many benefits from Shopify free themes. Now, this is the thing. You can make a theme look however you like. You can make your Shopify store look like an author website, as I have done with mine. But you don't need a special theme to do that. There are benefits with using a Shopify free theme. A main benefit is that all Shopify free themes, that's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? And I'm a bit caffeine depleted this morning, but all Shopify free themes are rated WCAG2 for web accessibility. They all pass those standards. And what is web accessibility, you might ask? Good question. There are web accessibility laws and guidelines, and big companies have been prosecuted for not having web accessible sites or stores. For example, Coles in Australia some years ago faced legal action for not being web accessible. That's just one example of big stores worldwide who have been prosecuted, but don't think it only happens to big stores, because it happens to little stores as well, and it is happening more and more. If someone can't navigate your site without a mouse, or there are plenty of other issues, then the site is not web accessible, and small businesses have faced legal action over this. And the payouts have kind of started around $8,000. So don't think it can't happen to you if you're not web accessible. So if you're using a highfalutin fancy theme recommended by Fred Blogs, try to find out if that is web accessible, because the Shopify free themes are. All my themes are built around Dawn. Except my development store, which is just straight Dawn, because that's a development store, but all the actual up and running paid stores are based on Dawn, and it is web accessible, which is fantastic. And as I say, you can customize a theme to the nth degree, and I often have trouble getting this across to people. They don't take it in. You can customize it to the nth degree. You can make it look basically however you like. So it's not the theme, it's what you do with it that counts. This is really important. Please take this in. You can make the theme look however you like. And all Shopify's free themes pass the WCAG2 web accessibility laws and guidelines. And here's another benefit. Shopify themes, that is the ones you actually buy from Shopify and not from a third-party seller for Shopify themes, have structured data built in. What is structured data, I hear you ask? Basically, it gives search engines all the information about your store, like, is this a product page? Is this an article? What is it? It gives plenty of information to the search engines, which of course helps with SEO. So it is super, super, super important to have structured data on your site. And you do get this built in with your Shopify bought themes. Now, if you don't have it, unless you're like really technical, you'll have to hire a developer. So you can see it's super important, but if you're not into SEO, you mightn't have come up against this yet. And a lot of authors direct selling, of course, don't know anything about SEO, because this is a whole new thing. You don't need to worry about SEO when you're selling on the retailers, do you? But it's very important themes are very important for this reason. So the bottom line is all things that you buy or get for free from Shopify have structured data built in. And also Dawn and the other free themes you get from Shopify pass the they are all compliant with WCAG2 web accessibility laws and regulations. Now, while I'm on the subject of web accessibility and SEO, I'll bring up another question. People say to me all the time, I've seen on direct selling sites a little image that tells people how to download, like it might say, click here and go to BookFunnel, and it's a graphic. It usually appears above the fold, big no-no, but it will appear in the images. Okay, they say, is this a good idea? And I always say, absolutely no, it's not a good idea at all. Let's examine why. For a start, it is in direct contravention of web accessibility laws and regulations, which clearly state that you should not put text in an image if it can appear in text. Okay, so then people might say, but it's also repeated in the text. That's another thing that's in contravention of web accessibility laws and regulations. Repetition, not good, try not to do it. And apart from not being in compliance with web accessibility laws and regulations, that little graphic telling people how to download something is also quite bad for SEO because Google will index it. On my blog, which I'll link to below, I have a screenshot of an author who told me that she used to do it until she saw the problems it caused. Like if someone searched her book, this image would come up instead of her book. And it on just Google search, was worse, of course, on Google image search, but it appeared in Google search, and it also appeared on Pinterest. So when she Googled herself on Pinterest, instead of seeing her books, she had countless images like this, one after the other, boom, boom, boom. Can you see why that's not a good idea? I hope so. And the other thing is, when I have come across lots of ads in my feed, I invariably click through to see what their Shopify site looks like. And I see these images above the fold. Now, I always harp on about this, but do not put anything like that above the fold. Do not put any download information above the fold. Above the fold is where you need to hook the reader, the customer, to buy your book or whatever product it is. As I always say, customers are typically there for 7 seconds before they make a buying decision. Why would anyone care how to download your book if they do not want to buy it in the first place? People only want to download things they want to read, books they want to read. They only want to know shipping about books they want to buy or products they want to buy. Why would they care? The first thing you have to do is to attract attention, create desire, the whole thing, and then people need to want to buy your book before they will give a you-know-what about how to download it. That information should be below the fold, and it should not be in an image. I like to put them in collapsible boxes in metafields on Shopify, but make sure the information, you've got your hook above the fold. You need to get somebody in there to think, why will they want to buy your book? What will make them want to read your book? If they go to your site and they see an image saying how to download your book, 7 seconds later, they're gone, aren't they? It doesn't matter for hot and warm audiences. Oh, and that is a good segue to my next point. I find a lot of confusion with authors who are new to selling direct about audiences. They're always saying, I must train my readers to buy from me. Okay, they're your readers. They're your hot audiences. Let's run through the audiences again. There are cold audiences, people who have never heard of you. They don't know you exist. You could be on Mars for all they know or care. Then you've got your warm audiences. They haven't bought from you yet, but they're aware of you. Maybe they're on your Facebook page. Maybe they've got a lead magnet from you, but they're one of the 90%, 99% that have no intention of buying from you at this point. And then your hot audiences are people who have actually bought your books, and they might be a big fan, or they might have just bought your books. So that's a hot audience. Now, when people say, oh, I have to do such and such to train readers to buy from my store, they're talking about their hot or maybe even their warm audiences, people who already know them and are already used to buying their books. But if you think of it as the funnel, at the top, it's wider, isn't it? And this is your cold audience up the top. Then it goes down to your warm audience, and at the bottom, you've got your little bit of your hot audience. And of course, these are the people who buy. But to get them in, you need a big cold audience. And these cold audiences have never heard of you. So they don't need to be trained to do anything because they've never heard of you and they're used to buying online. So many people are used to buying online. It's not like the olden days where they were scared to give their credit card or scared to use PayPal. And as usual, there have been big Shopify changes in January. A major one was that the trial period has changed. It used to be $1 a month for 3 months. Now it's $1 a month for 1 month. But I have been told they're rolling this out until April. So if you happen to see online that it's 3 months, be quick because you might still be able to get it under that. And another change, and this is not a good one really, is that they've changed the third-party carrier calculated rates from the Shopify plan to the advanced plan. So if you think of basic and advanced, you've got Shopify in the middle. Now, I'm mathematically challenged and I can't remember what the US price for advanced is. It used to be $299 US, but that's gone up. That went up a year ago, but it's around, say, $550 Australian. You can easily look it up, but that's what you need now as a minimum if you don't already have third-party carrier calculated rates. Instead of a year ago, you could get it on the basic plan. That changed back then to the mid Shopify plan. Now it's on the advanced plan. So that's going to affect people who, for example, want to use Lulu for their books and they want the automatic rates because you're going to need to be on that plan. But don't worry, you can set manual rates. It is easy. It's just a bit time consuming, but once you've set it up, Bob's your uncle. But I wanted to tell you about that change as well. There have been other changes, but basically these with the Foundation's winter update. But basically, these are the ones that affect booksellers. If you're on Shopify Pro plan, and not many authors are, then they have made wonderful changes to variants so that you can get descriptions for each variant in there without an app and quite easily. But as I said, not many authors are on that. Okay, well, that's all for this month, which was really last month. But as I said, no judgment, please. I usually work till 3 in the morning, just, doing course material and stuff like that. So I'm playing catch up. So please like and subscribe if you don't want ads in my content and you want to help me out because I'm so helpful. Please like and subscribe and watch through, because watch hours are what I need and more subscribers are what I need to be able to do away with ads. I'm halfway there with the subscribers to do away with ads, but I'm nowhere near the amount of watch hours I need. So please subscribe. That would be amazing. And ask any questions in my Facebook group, Authors Selling Direct. Oh, and I'll link my blog down below because it has lots more helpful information for you. Okay, bye for now.